Hi, and welcome to another episode of Tool Talk. I'm Mark the Window Cleaner. This show brought to you by windowcleaningresource.com. Well, if you're a window cleaner or gutter cleaner or painter or any type of a service person who's going to be going up and down ladders, such as this 28-foot extension ladder I have behind me here, the number one thing that you're going to have to look into after purchasing your ladder is a ladder leveling device, because you're not always going to have an ideal flat surface for putting your ladder up against a wall. So you're going to have to come up with something to level out that unevenness. Now, there's many products on the market that will actually attach to the side of the ladder. They're just basically many different brands, ladder levelers, level lock. There's probably 3 or 4 major brands of those type of leveling devices. But there's another device that's been on the market for the last few years that not too many people really know a whole heck of a lot about, and it's called the Pivit tool. And it's this strange triangular type boxy type device here, which you can pick up at windowcleaningresource.com. Basically, the concept of this product is you can put it in various positions underneath the ladder foot depending on what kind of slope you have. Sometimes you might be better off, it looks like it's very sharp here, but depending if how much slope there is on the ground, you can flip it whichever way you feel is going to help you get that flat surface in which to put your ladder feet. This tool actually has many different uses, but first of all, I just want to show you from bottom up. You can see you've got this little flat ridge. In actual fact, I use that flat ridge probably 80% of the time. Even the slightest slope in a driveway or a garden path or whatever, if you just need just that little bit of leveling action, you pretty much have it there, just in this little lip. Okay, let's take a look at a driveway that I did recently. I was doing some gutter cleaning, and I needed just the slightest bit of leveling out. So let's take a look at that picture. Okay, so there's, just the slightest bit of leveling needed. It did the job. On the same particular job, I had to do the front of the house and a bit of a rocky garden there, and I had to actually use it using more of the this part of the leveling tool. So let's take a look. I think I got a quick little piece of video of that. Okay, so you can see it worked out in both situations, whether it's a very small amount I need or a large amount of leveling out that I need. Certainly does the job. Provided, of course, that you have enough room in the area that you're working in. This is a great tool. It's very sturdy. There's no moving parts. It's pretty big. It's pretty solid. Around the main contacts area where you're going to be on the ground, you've got all these little rubber, almost like rubber teeth, that goes all the way around. And I can assure you that even on some of the smoothest surfaces, when you place this down on the ground, you try to push that with all your weight, you can barely move it. These little rubber feet do a great job of gripping. One of the things that really sold me on using the Pivot tool over some of the other ladder leveling devices was the ability to use this on stairs. So I'm just going to throw an image up for you on the Pivot tool, how it's supposed to be used on stairs. Okay, now that's an actual picture from the Provision Tools website showcasing how to use it on stairs. Unfortunately, not all stairs are created equal, and I've actually found several stair type situations where it doesn't quite work out the way you want it to. I had a couple recently. First of all, I'm going to show you a picture here of, like if you saw the Provision Tool picture, it had the base here on one step, skip a step, and then this part here rested on the next step up. I tried to do that on a job I did recently, and you're going to see from this image that it's just not going to work. Okay, so as you can see, that when this part here is resting on that step, this part down here is just sitting right at the very, very, very edge of that lower step. As you can imagine, apply a little bit of weight, for sure this tool is going to fall over the edge. So not very, very handy. Fortunately, in that particular case, I was able to, instead of going from step to step, which I would have liked, I was able to come down one more and actually put the base on the landing, and then this part here on the step above, as you can see in this particular picture, and also the video. Okay, and I just want to show you another couple more pictures, a couple more examples of steps that I've come across recently where using this the way you're supposed to use it on steps didn't quite work out. Okay, so you saw in the first picture how, again, just like that other example I showed you, if I had set this thing up step to step, this little bottom section here, it's just riding on that edge, not very safe. So, you know, I'd have to put it down on the landing on that particular case, where it's nice and solid bottom surface. Now, one of the things I did think about was that, you know, maybe you could turn this to a vertical, and as in the picture here. Now, holding the picture vertical like that, you could actually put the ladder placement down in here. Unfortunately, as you can see, all that is in here is just the label. There's no non-slip coating like what you have on the regular surface where you're supposed to put the ladder feet. So I'm not exactly sure that that is a recommended use of this tool, and you know, I would probably contact the manufacturer before I ever tried to actually do that on the job site. So anyway, aside from that little setback, I mean, there have been some stair situations where this has worked out perfectly. Just keep in mind that it's not your answer to every type of situation. In fact, with any type of ladder leveling system, you should never consider it to be your one and only solution to leveling out your work surface. A couple of other things I wanted to point out about this tool, a couple of handy things. You can actually hook this onto the ladder rung, and actually if this was vertical, you'd see that it would be hanging here and there's the ladder rung. And you can actually create platforms. So if you did have two of these, you could have a ladder going over the stairs and then a plank going from a higher stair over to give you sort of like a platform, scaffolding or type platform surface to walk on, so you can, you know, move around a little bit more flexible working around above stairs. Another probably not widely known uses for this tool, again, hanging that on that rung, if you put it on the side of the ladder that faces the wall, you can actually use this like a ladder standoff. Now, I've seen the picture on the website. Looks like, okay, it's a handy little thing. However, you got to remember, this isn't that wide. This is actually a pretty narrow thing. And I'd really hate to go up like maybe 32 feet or even less than that and only have this much width surface touching the wall. Because as you know, the more narrow the ladder is, the more chances you could actually roll sideways. So whether or not I'd actually want to use it like that myself, I think I'd probably err on the side of caution and not use it. But all in all, like I said, this is just a one-piece, sturdy little odd-shaped box. Luckily, the manufacturer has put many pictures on the side here to give you an indication of which way to, place this tool depending on the type of surface. So it's very handy of them to do that. But again, it's not your answer to every type of situation. Some of the people complain not actual users, I'm finding that a lot of people who have never tried this tool are already complaining about the idea of having to lug this thing around as well as your ladder, where some of the other systems you can attach the ladder leveling system right onto the side and you always have it with you. This you have to transport separately. That could be a negative, but also don't forget that this can also be used with any of your ladders. You don't have to buy a set of ladder levelers for each ladder that you own. Or in some cases you might have to rent a ladder because maybe you only have a 28 foot and you need a 32 foot or whatever size ladder. You're probably not going to have a ladder leveling system already on that, so here you go, you got this thing here. Set it in your truck, use it when you need it, use whatever other system might work for you. All in all, I'd probably give this thing about an 8 out of 10. I was a little disappointed about the stairs situation. Doesn't work in every situation. But anyway, you can go check it out at windowcleaningresource.com. Bye for now.